Welcome viewers to another episode on Your Money, Your Life. Many of you have asked me why my financial planning is adding stress in my life. I feel I'll fail in my financial planning exercise. In this episode, I'm going to talk to you about how can you make your financial plans easy and a fun-filled activity. This is NRI Money Clinic for you, and I am Dr. Chandrakant, but your financial guide for a happy living.
NRI Money Clinic. No hype, just the right advice.
Dear viewers, if your financial plans are adding stress in your life, it is not a financial plan. I think you are on a wrong path. Your financial planning should never be a stressful activity. It should be full of fun. It should be an easy activity. You just have to follow a particular process. If you follow the process, it can never be difficult. You could be having less salary. You could be saving less. You could be an early starter, or you could be a person who is at the fag end of your career. Under no circumstances, your financial planning should be a stressful activity. Why did it become a stressful activity in the first place? It is because you are seeing a content on the television, on the newspapers, and the YouTube, which is brainwashing you into believing that the financial planning has to be done in a particular way. And none of these methods are the correct ones. If there is a method which is stressing you out on the financial plan, it is not your financial plan, it is the financial plan for the person who is giving you that content. Your financial plans are adding stress in your life because you are projecting a lot of things. Your financial plans are adding stress in your life because you are chasing a lofty goals which are not realistic. Your financial plannings are creating stress in your life because you are overdoing things and creating a craving in your life. That is the reason your financial plans are adding stress. Today, make a pledge that you will make this financial planning an activity of fun, an easy thing, something which you can achieve irrespective of your age or irrespective of your earning abilities. You can make it happen. Let me explain to you point by point. First of all, take out the thought from your mind that money alone can bring me happiness. The purpose of life is not to accumulate a particular level of wealth. Money can give you options. Money alone cannot bring happiness to you. When you invest, it's not that you invest in a mutual fund scheme or a stock or a bank FD or a land, flats, whatever it is. You should invest in other things as well. What are the other things that you should invest? Number one, invest in your life. Your financial planning is for a future. Do not compromise your present for the sake of future. The future could be there for you or it may not be there. What is a guarantee that you will live up to 60 years of age? The day that you are living today is a gift that is given to you. Make sure that you have happiness in today. What is that you have to do today? You must do that today. You can't do it when you reach that age of 60 years of age. Your children are small. Spend time with them. You have a young family. You want to go places. You want to dine out. You want to do a lot of activities. Just because you have entered a financial plan, you don't have money, don't get deprived of all these fun-filled activities. Your life's happiness comes from creating those moments that you have lived. If you have lost your today, that day will never come. At 60 years of age, you will not have the same moments what you are enjoying if you are a young person today. Invest in your life and your experiences. The second place where you have to invest is invest in skill. You could be a young person, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40 years of age. I will not have much of a money. There is nothing special about it. Every youngster will go through this. Your first half of life will always be a struggle. That's a reality. That is the thing with everybody else. The same thing has happened with me. Same thing is happening in case of my children. The same thing is happening in case of my clients. I have seen this. There is nothing abnormal about it. It is perfectly normal. You play the game correctly during the first half, then only your second half will be a pleasurable life for you. You just have to play as it comes. At this stage, if you are an youngster and you feel that I don't have much money, that's not a problem. Not having money is never a problem. All that you have to use is, don't invest this money in the cryptocurrencies, in the futures and options, and in the stocks, in the mutual fund. No. If you have a conflict, I don't have money, where shall I put it? Invest that money in the skill set. Add that extra qualification, learn something new, find out from your surroundings, in the company, in your domain, what can propel you upwards, what can give you a promotion, what can increase your salary, what can make your CV more attractive to the next employer. That investment gives you a better return than investing in a mutual fund or any other plan you think of. If you forget this and get attracted to money and put this money in the wrong places, your life will not bloom the way it should bloom. Invest in skill, which is the most important thing during first half of your career. Investing in money can come later, or it can start in a small way to begin with. Only when you attend to investing in life, which will take out the cravings in your life, and investing in skills, the leftover money you can invest in the plans that you want to invest in. It could be small, it's okay. In the beginning of your career, you have got literally 25, 30, 35 years of your time to build wealth. The time can work wonders for you. You don't need to have a lot of money. God has given you a lot of time. Make best use of this time and generate a good amount of wealth. You don't need to take unwanted risk at all. Yet another reason why you are getting stressed because of financial planning is because you are doing a projections. You are projecting, I must have 10 crores, I must have got 5 crores without knowing for what purpose it is. You calculate 7% going to be your inflation, 6% is going to be inflation. And this has been going on for a long time, and for last 20 years, the world had literally no inflation. I'm talking about the developed world. The central bankers were trying to induce a 2% inflation for about 15 long years. And finally they succeeded, and they brought in this monster called inflation, which is ruining the developing economies today. And they created an inflation, not 2%, but 8, 9, 10%. Why you should not project? Because it can be projected only when you know certain things. It's a completely flop activity to project this. You may believe me or you don't believe me, but 10, 15, 20 years later, if you still remember this episode, or if you still remember my face, you will realize what I said is right. People do financial planning using the Excel sheets. Excel sheets are great tools, no doubt about it. But when it comes to question of your life, Excel sheets have limited application. There are a lot of things which will not go like an Excel sheet. Your life will not go like an Excel sheet. Your career will not go like an Excel sheet. Your investments will not go like an Excel sheet. The monies that you invest in a stock market, how much return it is going to give, can never be predicted by an Excel sheet. No one can ever predict how much markets can give return. If you think growth can give return, look at the Chinese market. 15 long years, the markets are half the level at where it was in the year 2007. Look at the developed market. US lost a decade between 2000 and 2010. I have done videos on this. Maybe I'll do this video all over again. So don't be under the impression putting money in the stock market creates wealth for you overnight. It's not possible. It consumes a lot of time. Do not project anything. Create a compartment, put some money into it, allow the time to work for it. Don't be under the impression that you must make so much of a money. There will be so much of a inflation that may or may not happen. People think that I must have a retirement so much of a goal. See, when you retire, you don't need all that money in one day. You retire at 60, you live up to 80, 85 years of age. You still have 20, 25 years of age. If you know how to do it, or if you are assisted by a good planner, still it can be a working model for you, even if you have less amount of money. It is not something which you have to be scared about. People scare you with expenses towards children's education. I have done a detailed video on changing face of the society, why parents have to think it in a different way. Education loans are available. Your children don't take up responsibility of marriage and other things before 30 years of age. They have a job if they wish to. By 22, 23 years of age, they can take an education loan. They can pay off this loan. When you closely monitor all these things, there is no need for you to overwork on it. do not project. None of your projections work. Your Excel sheets will not work when it comes to question of your life, retirement, career, or your investment. It's a big flop. You believe it or not. If you don't believe it today, you will believe it at some point of time in future. To make your financial planning easy and a fun-filled activity, you should follow a step-by-step process. People try to make everything in one day. Somebody at the age of 30 draws up a plan, retirement plan, education plan, car, work, everything in one day. But that will not work. Let us be very clear about it. It will not work. You can put anything on the Excel sheet. In the practical life, it will not work. Look at how did you become this professional today. If you are a doctor, engineer, some professional, did you become that professional in one day? Did you start everything in one day? When you go to school, you took 6 years to enter that first standard. Then you took 10 years thereafterward to move to your pre-university levels. You spent 2 years in the pre-university. Then in the college, you spent literally 3, 5, 7 years, depending on the courses that you have done. So it was a step-by-step process. Just imagine, when you are in the first standard, your teacher gave you the graduation curriculum for you to study. What would have happened? You would have ran away from the school. Financial planning is nothing different. In the beginning of your career, you are in the first standard of financial planning. You should do the small things which will help you to build to that level in many years ahead, maybe decades ahead. When you follow that step-by-step process, it will become fun. It becomes easy. It will not create cravings in your life. You will not feel that I am left out. You don't get a feeling that I have lost my precious young years. Follow that step. What is that step? In the beginning of your career, you have a small salary, but a long life ahead. That means you have a human life value, but there is a risk here. You could be dying early. You could become a victim of critical illness. All that you have to do is buy a large enough life insurance and critical illness and protect that human life. If something happens to you, your families are protected. You don't live under that stress. If something happens to me, what happens to my wife? What happens to my child? What happens to their goals? No. Buy a large life insurance. Don't buy insurance for 1 crore rupee. Don't buy insurance because it is cheap. Calculate how much money you need. I would rather say calculate your human life value and protect your human life value. Buying life insurance is very cheap. Try and calculate. Take the help of a professional. Don't try to do it yourself. There are many things which you miss out. There's nothing wrong if you are a do-it-yourself investor. I sincerely suggest you take a professional help to find out how much of an insurance you need. What are the things that you have to incorporate into it? How long you should keep your policy running? Which kind of policies are useful to you? Consider your circumstances. Arrive at a decision. That's the first step that you have to do. What can go wrong in your early life? I don't have the money. Okay? If you lose a job or if you don't have something, what you have to do is you have to build your emergency funds. Start building your emergency fund. Save that small amounts of money. Don't create a stress on that. When you get a salary, it could be 25,000 rupees, 50,000 rupees, 5,000 dirham, $5,000, whatever it is. Keep a small portion of your money on the sideline for a difficult time that might evolve in your life. Develop an emergency fund. Build it to a sufficient level. That's the second thing that you have to do. What could be going wrong? You may not have an health insurance. Most cases, employers will give health insurance. But there is one problem with the employer's health insurance. If they have given you adequate health insurance, you have nothing to worry about. But if they have given a 3 lakh insurance, 5 lakh insurance, I personally feel that is not sufficient. The reason is you could be traveling in a bike or a car or some calamity might strike. Hospital bills are not small. Evaluate how much of health insurance you have. Buy a top-up plan. Buying a top-up plan is very, very cheap. Add a top-up health insurance plan. Make sure you cover your entire family and be relieved of that expense that might come in your life. So in the beginning, all that you have to do is buy large enough life insurance, build your emergency fund, make sure that you are adequately covered for your health insurance. If these 3 things are taken care of in a step-by-step manner, it is going to be an easy and a fun-filled activity. The rest of the money, I personally feel, if you are a person who is working with small salary, should be invested in adding skills By adding the skills, your earning abilities in future will increase, and that will bring you a higher return. Instead of that, you borrow money or you save money and put it in a future options, cryptocurrencies, follow your friends, follow that party talk. It is a way towards the disaster. It's a good idea if you start a retirement planning very early in life. But for some reasons, if you are not able to start, that's okay. That's okay. There is a long life ahead. And when you retire at 60 years of age, you don't need all the money in one day. You still have another 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 years of time. If you are working with good planners or if you have acquired the skills by that time, you can still make your money work. It's not that the sky is going to fall if you run short of some of the amount that you need for retired life. Don't get stressed out of that. Likewise, don't overcommit for children's education funding. Don't compromise your retirement planning for the sake of educating your children. Educating your children, there are many options. You don't know what courses your child is going to go, which college it is going to study. You don't have to think that every child has to study in a Harvard school. There are ways and means you can fund your education. Just sending your child to a school does not ensure that it will be successful in life. Don't get worked on that. There is lot of opportunities which are available to fund your children's education. You just don't have to be worried too much about it. Another reason why you get stressed out is because you try to revolutionize your life. You think that you must accumulate so much of money within a short span of time. I should retire in 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. These are all not practical goals. Believe in the evolutionary path. Life will take you through a certain phase. Now imagine a situation we say that the doctors have to be produced with 1 year of degrees or 2 years of degrees. Is it possible? No, it is just not possible. They have to study the subject, they have to go through the internship, they have to work under their mentors, they should gain a level of experience, then only it will happen. A music maestro cannot be created in 1 or 2 years. It takes many years of dedicated practice. Your life is no different. You must first of all believe that the life is here as a process of evolution. Don't try to revolutionize it. It will fail. It creates stress and it will fall flat on your face. So dear viewers, how can you add fun and make it easy? I have already given you some steps. Sometime back I had done this video called a proven method of financial planning, which has been liked by people, which has been practiced by thousands of families across globe, and we have built those families from scratch to the levels what they are today. It's a proven method. I will share the link of this video here in the card section as well as in the description box. If you are a person who want to follow that path, and if you want a professional help to go in that particular path, you can make best use of our services as well. You can send me a WhatsApp message on the number which is shown here at the screen, or just fill in your data in the link which is given in the description box. One of the financial guides or maybe myself could be the person who will guide you to build a very, very successful financial life without any stress, with all the fun and the easy way. Do not delay. If your intention is to create that life, send a message now. Dear viewers, hope the video that I have done today gave you a ray of hope that your financial plans can be done the easy and the fun-filled way without adding any stress in your life. Please like this video. If you are a person who is watching my channel for the first time, do not forget to hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon. Don't forget to share this video with all your near and dear ones. Thank you very much for watching this episode on NRI Money Clinic. I shall come back to you next Friday with yet another edition of Your Money, Your Life. Till then, stay safe.
Press the bell icon for more details and subscribe our channel.